next online.
Yes, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please proceed.
My name is Patricianealy, and I'm a parent, and I'm here to ask your support for SB 47. I'm a Clayton County parent of two amazing children. My daughter, who is a Clayton County public school graduate and soon to be college graduate, and my son, who currently attends school virtually, was diagnosed with autism and ADHD. I'm here today because I personally understand that every child has unique needs. See, my daughter was a traditional student, and the system worked just fine for her. On the other hand, my son didn't have the same experience. Since his first day in traditional public school, I've had to advocate to ensure he had a quality education. And with his time in the traditional school district, he has been moved 3 times. Each time we were told this would be a perfect fit for him and were ushered to another school, only to repeat the same situation over and over again. And I finally said enough and started looking at options beyond our school district. I remember in one of our IEP meetings that there was mention of the Georgia Special Needs Scholarship. This scholarship program allows my student to attend an approved private school. This program gave me hope that we could get to find the right learning environment for him. During my search, I found multiple schools that cater to his special needs, and as a single mom, the scholarship gave me the financial support to make this happen. But due to the pandemic and my concern of safety, we opted to use a virtual charter option this year. My hope is that we can have an in-person option for next year. I know that there are thousands of students that would be able to take advantage of this program just like mine and don't have the access. The traditional school environment does not work for everyone. I saw this with my own 2 children. This is why I hope that you move forward with the effort to improve and expand the Georgia Special Needs Scholarship. I see this scholarship as a tool to my child's educational toolbox.
Time has expired. Thank you. Next up on Zoom, Jenna Chund.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Chung, and I am here to ask that you support SB 47. I am a parent in the Gwinnett County School District, and I have 3 elementary-age daughters in the public school system that have a variety of special needs. 2 of my children now have IEPs, and 1 child has a 504. Our experience in the public school system has been difficult. In each child's case, it has been challenging for them to find the right educational environment to suit their needs. Because of their individual needs, it can cause them to be placed at different schools from year to year. This has been difficult to navigate for my children and has also caused me to put my career on hold. We are currently in the process of getting my child with a 504 and IEP, but due to the pandemic and other issues, we have not been able to complete the process. As a parent, I am concerned that she is missing on critical services and therapies. We cannot wait another school year for services to be put in place. There is a private school in our area that can meet the needs of all of my children. The school is authorized under the Georgia Special Needs Scholarship Program. With the passage of this legislation, this would mean my family would have the opportunity for all 3 of our elementary age children, including my child with a 504, to be at the same school and allow each of them to get the support they need without having to wait another school year. It would also mean that I would no longer have to pause my career to stay home coordinating the unique needs that having 3 special needs children in this public school system creates. I'm a supporter of public schools. I do believe they work for most children most of the time. However, the one-size-fits-all model does not work for my family. My hope is that you pass the legislation today and ensure that all children with special needs have access to a learning environment that works for them and their families. Please support SB 47.
Thank you very much. Next on Zoom, Ellie Anglin.
Hi, my name's Ellie Anglin. I live in Gainesville, Georgia. I am the mother of an 11-year-old daughter who has sensory auditory processing disorders, anxiety, ADHD, dyslexia, and dysgraphia. She currently has a 504 plan, and what we have learned from having a special needs daughter is that one size does not fit all. Our public school system has been unable to give her the support, individualized instruction, and environment she needs to succeed in school. We've been working to get her an IEP, but COVID has delayed that process. Since my daughter doesn't have an IEP, she currently doesn't qualify for special needs scholarship, which puts me in a situation of doing what's best for my child versus what we can financially afford. My daughter has been struggling in public school for 6 years. Last fall, I found a private school that meets her educational needs, and they specialize in children with learning disabilities and special needs. The only way we've been able to afford it this year is from a private scholarship through the school, and that's not a guarantee for future years. Not all schools are created equal for all children. Since she has been attending this private school, she has made amazing progress, especially with reading and writing. She's excited to go to school every day, never wants to miss a day. She tells me that this school makes her happy because she knows she's learning. She told me on the first day of school that this school is like a family and that other kids are like her with similar difficulties. So we ask you to please support SB 47 so that families like mine can find support when they need it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, via Zoom, Brandi Simmons.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for the opportunity to address you this morning. My name is Brandi Simmons, and my family and I are residents of Fayetteville, Georgia. I'm here today to request your support for State Bill 47. And as a mom with a child on the autism spectrum, I want to briefly share the impact the scholarship has had on my son, Elijah, and our family. At the age of 3, my son Elijah was diagnosed with autism after failing to meet a number of developmental milestones. His diagnosis required intense early intervention in a place where he could grow and thrive and receive the care and support he needed. We found that place at the Joseph Sam School in Fayetteville, where they specialize in physical, intellectual, and developmental disabilities. We love the school because of all of the specialized support and professional expertise, but with this level of support came a pretty high tuition. And this was a serious problem for my family's household budget. The tuition cost was a significant financial strain and also caused us to forego other recommended therapies for Elijah. We had to consider the devastating thought of withdrawing him from school. While searching for solutions to keep him in school, we found out about the Georgia Special Needs Scholarship that helps families afford the schools that provide the best environment for their children. The day Elijah was approved was one of the best days of my life. It was a blessing. The scholarship helped with the cost of tuition, and with this help, we were able to incorporate some of the other therapies he needed. None of it would have been possible if this scholarship didn't exist. Elijah is now 7, and he's learning to read and dress himself. And my wish for other parents of children with special needs is to receive the same opportunity, and I know our legislators want that too. So please vote to pass State Bill 47. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Next online, Tiffany Pierce.
Thank you. My son, Aiden, was diagnosed with autism when he was young. At the age of 8, he started having some episodes. His public school stated that they wanted to suspend him, expel him. Aiden did not understand what was happening to him. He asked me if he could be in heaven. After a year in the hospital, when trying to transition back to school and after multiple additional neurological diagnoses, the school stated that they could not support him. Annie and Diamond of Core Community School came out to see us at the hospital, and I'll never forget them saying, we want Aiden. We want him. He deserves to be wanted. All kids do. It's the first time I felt hope. Because of the 1-year exclusion and the Georgia Special Needs Scholarship, Aiden wasn't eligible. It was another battle to get him approved through medical waiver. There's a chance that Aiden could also be back into the hospital at some point in his life, and going through this process again would be almost unbearable. I ask that you please support Aiden and all kids like him who just want to learn and be happy. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Next up, Dr. Johnston-Jones, and I believe we may have 2 speakers in one Zoom.
That is correct. Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. My name is Annie Johnston-Jones, and I'm the co-founder and director of Core Community School. We are a private school in Cherokee County located in Woodstock, and we serve kids who have various factors interfering with their success. You just heard one of our awesome parents, Tiffany, talking about her son's experience here at our school. A lot of our students struggle with diagnosed learning disabilities, and many of our students struggle with social emotional needs. We have a wide range of needs here at Core. And many of our families use the special needs scholarship to make it where they can afford our tuition. And that is with our relatively low tuition costs that we provide here. We have many families who just simply could not be here without the special needs scholarship, and SB 47 makes it where many of these families that currently just are ineligible for it will be able to get this education. lots of our families have had quite the journey. They discovered public school wasn't working for their child for one reason or another early on, and have bounced from public school to private school to private school. Many have pulled them out and homeschooled their kids. As you heard from Tiffany, some of our families have had to hospitalize their children. So we are serving a pretty unique segment of the population, and the scholarship is just necessary for these families to be able to access what their kids need. And SB 47 will expand that to make it meet the needs of families in very, very unique situations, like we see here at CORE. And here with me is one of our awesome teachers, Virgo Morrison, to share his thoughts.
Hello, thank you all for hearing me. I teach high school social studies at CORE. And I just want to say that schools like CORE just save kids' lives. I've seen it firsthand here. Kids come here full of anxiety and depression, and then in this productive and nourishing environment, they turn into people who are vibrant and sociable, and they want to learn, they want to live, they want to express themselves freely. That's why I think it's so important to increase the access to schools like this. I support SB 47, and I hope you all take this testimony as what it is. Like, this saves people's lives. It's very important. Thank you.
Brew, and I'm here to ask for your support for Bill SB 47. I'm a Cobb County native, went to Cobb schools, taught in Cobb schools, and I'm a huge public school supporter. Both of my daughters were diagnosed with dyslexia last fall. Unfortunately, Cobb schools do not have any program to teach them in the specialized way that dyslexic children need to learn to read and be successful in school. Seeing them struggle in reading is heartbreaking for me and incredibly frustrating and defeating for them. They both have high anxiety because of their dyslexia and lack of help in the public schools. Both of my girls have a 504 plan. We've been in the process to try to get them an IEP, but neither qualify because they are not below grade level in reading or writing, a requirement for them to get an IEP. The pandemic has also slowed our efforts with having data collected, getting meetings scheduled, etc. The effort it takes to get an IEP is daunting. We've had to sit through numerous hours-long meetings and argue to get them the help they need and deserve. My girls are not failing because we go to tutoring for 4 hours a week with a dyslexic-specific tutor. They're not failing because I work tirelessly with them to help them, and I refuse to let their self-confidence be ruined just to get them help. I've been told countless times the only way to get them help and to get them an IEP is to let them fail. I cannot, as a parent and educator, let my children fail. Even if they were to fail and get an IEP, Cobb schools still do not have a program to help dyslexic children. They're not trained to recognize dyslexia nor to teach children with this learning disability. This bill would give us the opportunity to get our daughters into a school that will immerse them in dyslexic-specific instruction so they can be remediated and hopefully go back to public schools. Any funding would greatly help us and numerous other families with special needs children. Please help make this bill into law. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.